And I think that's live. So yeah, going for a live Q&A Sunday. Just got half an hour, so thought I'd do a little bit of a live Q&A on a Sunday. I think Sunday's always the best day for Q&As. And yeah, just sometimes on some of the videos don't have. I think I must get over 700 comments in a week on the channel, so sometimes it's hard to get back to them all. So thought every so often just do a live Q&A, and then I can get back to some of your comments rather than just going yeah or no, give some actual detail on it. So yeah, thought this was a Sunday's always a good day to do a live Q&A. Sunday night, I think, ready for a new stock market week. So if you're here, just drop down some comments on the video, and I'll try to get back to them. If anyone can drop a comment just saying the sound's okay, that'll be absolutely amazing. So then I know everything's going well. But yeah, thought I'll just do just half an hour Q&As and get going. 2468, are you buying anything this week? Yes, I am. This is kind of like Patreon exclusive content. You're not supposed to know this on the main channel until a few days afterwards, but um, yeah, I'm looking at probably buying some more Rightmove this week. That's definitely one that I'm eyeing up. There's a growth company in the UK called S4 Capital that I'm looking to buy. So that's another one that I'm eyeing up. And I'm also going to be averaging into Huya a little bit more this week. So yeah, there's probably a few companies that I'm looking to add into this week. I'm currently considering maybe Gang, but I'm not 100% sure on that one just yet. Kind of like Uwin and Aaron on it. But yeah, I don't know, I might do. So, um, Uzma, I hope I said that right. It just went off the screen. Sorry, I was going to answer your question and it just went off. I'm on my phone, so when I do live Q&As on my phone, because I don't have a computer in this room right now, they just go flying off the screen. It's an absolute nightmare. So I need to get my computer back. I'm really sorry. I was just about to answer your question there. Send it back through. I'll see if I can spot it again. Should I buy LCA? I wouldn't personally right now. I think the gamble was like $13, $14. But hey, what's the cheapest shares to buy this week? Well, that goes down to your opinion. Personally, like I said, the companies I'm looking to buy this week, those are the ones that I'm looking to buy. But it goes down to your opinion. But personally, probably Rightmove, S4 Capital, and Huya. It's a shame the UK investor can't buy Airbnb before the IPO. Sometimes you can do. It depends on your broker. Um, Airbnb, how long will you wait to buy? I'm actually thinking about making an Airbnb video on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah. Is the IPO Thursday? I think the IPO is Thursday. If it's not, if it's Wednesday, I might move the video to Tuesday. I think about doing an Airbnb one at some point. I'll consider it. I made a video like 2 months ago talk about Airbnb, but we've actually got the valuation now, which I think the valuation's like 30 billion, I think it is. So yeah, I mean, it's in my opinion, like I was going to say it for the video, but because you guys are in here for live stream, I'll let you into a little bit of detail, I guess. I think the valuation is okay, and it comes down to, I think there'll be demand um, when it comes onto the stock market. So I do see this stock actually going up in the short term, but in the long term, I see the stock probably going down because of the valuation that it's come on at. So yeah, like a lot of IPOs. So yeah. When do I think it's a good exit point for WH Smiths? I was actually thinking about this earlier today, to be fair. I think I'm only about 20% away from where I would take my profit in WH Smith. So yeah, I'm not far off selling that one out. Could you do please share why I think Tattoo Chef will double? Oh, I went off before I could read it all. But the reason why Tattoo Chef will double, in my opinion, is because when the stock, let's say when the stock came onto the market, right? You already saw that stock went up to $28 on excitement. So we know it has a lot more upside here, and it's come down quite a bit from there. So a lot of excitement, we can see it goes up and comes down. So we can see it has the ability to go up there anyway. But then you think about where's the growth come from this year in Tattoo Chef? It's come from the Walmart deal. At the start of 2020, Tattoo Chef had like 7% in Walmarts. By the end of the year, it's about 50%. So you think about if they ramp that Walmart deal up through 2021 as well, that's only going to help growth. You add in now they have an e-commerce site as well. You add in now they've got a marketing budget. So all of that, what they achieved in previous years has done with like zero marketing. So you add that into Tattoo Chef now. You think about they've just started a deal with Target that wasn't in the last quarter. So that's going to help in this quarter coming up. So you've got that coming in, and hopefully Target deal expands more in 2021 with more and more products, more and more stores. You can see there's three bull cases there for why that share price goes up. So yeah. What is a good price for Corsair? I'm not sure. I've been thinking about this one myself. I personally think I can't buy that until the 20s. But if you were to take a punt around $32, I would say that's pretty decent. So yeah. Did I sell here? Turtle Beach? No, I didn't. I actually made a bit of a mess in that last video. I actually forgot to add it into the pie chart. So I haven't sold it. Currently up about 10% on it. It was totally my mistake. So no, I'm still holding it. Missed that one, but I think it's a Great Land Gold. Don't have any kind of plays in that area for me. TPD investing back again. Great seeing the live stream. Have fun with it. My regards, no problem. Thanks for tuning in. There was another question about Rightmove, but once again, it goes off my screen. When I do live streams on my phone, I've got to stop doing them. Honestly, like the questions just zoom off so quick. Do I think it's too late to join National Express? That's a tricky one. If you can get it on a bit of a pullback, then I would go for it. But it's tricky. Like the time to buy was literally like a month ago. So, I mean, I don't know. That's a tricky one. Do I know much about the supply at me cap stock? I've heard some things. Heard it's a bit of a spec stock. So, not much else apart from that. So yeah. Any information on Vodafone? Not looked into that one for months. I don't think I liked it when I looked into it, but like I said, that was months ago, so I might be totally on the wrong company here. Are you doing your UK December portfolio? Yeah, it's coming out not Monday, Tuesday. So I think I'm going to do 3 UK stocks by December 2020 edition. That's going to come out on Monday. And then the UK portfolio review will come out on Tuesday. And then Wednesday, I'm thinking about doing an Airbnb video. So that's so far where I'm at with this week. Yeah. Will you sell Card Factory if it doesn't rise anytime soon? I'm kind of thinking about, I'm going to see how strong them Christmas sales were and how good them sales were from the reject store. And also, I'm going to see, like, because they have the online brand for Card Factory and also Getting Personal. So I'm going to judge after this Christmas period how strong them sales were, and I'll have a good idea then. So yeah. Ehang, I got asked about this on the last live stream. I actually looked into this one. I actually think it's pretty decent. It's one that I need to do more research on, but from what I've seen, it looks pretty good. Oh yeah, Vodafone with the 5G. I never thought of that, to be fair. I have a Twitter account, but I mostly post about football on it, so it's not worth for the stock market. Sometimes post about the stock market stuff on Instagram. I think my link is in the description of this video, I hope. So sometimes I post on there, but not loads of stuff, Yeah. So yeah, if you want to kind of get some posts, that's what I do. What's my price prediction for Gang in 3 to 5 years' time? I expect to make at least 100% return on Gang in 3 to 5 years' time. Realistically, I would be a little bit disappointed if it wasn't like 200, 300%, judging by its growth. And obviously the growth with states being allowed online gambling. So yeah, at least 100%, but I'd be disappointed if I didn't get like 200, 300. So yeah, big targets for it. So yeah, big fan of Gang. Think about buying some more. Any thoughts on Trig or other UK green stocks? Not looked into that one. I'll have to have a look into that one. I didn't realise that was a UK company, to be fair. I'll have to have a look at it. Sometimes I do look into these companies. I look into so many companies. Like I was just saying on the last live stream, like sometimes I look into like 70 companies in a week. So sometimes I've looked into these companies and I don't realise. And then some people suggest it to me and then I go back on it and I'm like, oh, yeah, I know that company. So yeah, I don't think I've looked into it though. Only 84 people here. Come on, people, let's reach the 1K mark. Yeah. Sometimes the live streams are like crazy, like 150 views, and then sometimes it's just a little bit quieter. So yeah. mean, there's only 12 likes, so I mean, if you get them 12 likes up to, I mean, there's 87 people. If we get to 40 likes, I mean, that could help it out. To be fair, so we'll see. How about Ave Points merger with APXT? I think I've looked into them. Are they the guys that have the partnership with Microsoft? They look actually pretty decent. I looked into them today, I believe. Um, the only thing that I think I've been put off with is like the growth is like only 30%, I think, which is quite low for a SPAC stock. But yeah, it's not terrible. Any easy money stocks still out there? Not at the moment. Some are close, but not enough to call easy money. Opinion on SPAC stocks. I've been thinking about making a video about them. To be fair, the thing is, right, is with SPAC stocks is like it's the good but the unhealthy good. Like we've seen this sort of hype before with like crypto in like 2018, I think it was. We saw it with like pot stocks in like 2019 with it. And sometimes it can end really ugly for these sort of things. And I mean, there's some good deals to be out there, but a lot of these companies probably won't go anywhere, which you've got to be really careful of. And they definitely should be making more than 10% of your portfolio. Otherwise, your portfolio can get burnt so quickly. So you got to be careful of. Like, there's people out here that, especially, which I think is unhealthy on the YouTube scene right now, is like people are buying a lot of SPAC stocks and they're making all these videos, but they make more money from YouTube videos than actually a lot of these SPAC stocks. And if they actually showed a lot of their portfolios would be absolutely horrible. And yeah, you got to be careful about that. Some people are just kind of in there for the hype and everything. And at the end of the day, the most important thing to you is your portfolio. And having more than 10% of your portfolio in SPAC stocks is a very risky play. But I think, in my opinion, because some of them have a lot of risk and a lot of saying a lot of things in their like investor relations that they probably will never achieve. So yeah, I'd be really careful about a lot of these SPAC stocks. But there's some great ones out there, but a lot of people are hyping them up too much, and people will get burnt by them. And I think some people already have as well. But yeah, there's no such thing as easy money in like terms of getting rich quick. No one can get that doesn't exist. Otherwise, everyone would do it. So yeah. What was my first ever stock I bought? I think it was either Ferrari or Square, and then I made 140%, I think, with Ferrari, and then I made 160% with Square, and that was when Square was back at like $20. So yeah, you look at how well the stock's done now. Myself on 10%, yeah, 10% in high risk companies. I totally agree. How am I feeling with COVID? Pretty good. I've not really got that many symptoms. I just coughed then as well. I've not got any symptoms really. I mean, I cough once or twice, but I think it's just the general cough. Everything apart from that, totally fine. Back to work on Tuesday, so yeah. Keyword Studios, I'm actually going to talk about them tomorrow. Really like them. It's just the valuation I can't get over. I think it's like 120p ratio. Company's growing amazing profit, but 10% revenue, and I'm like, don't know if I can buy it. So yeah. What drew my attention to S4 Capital? Someone mentioned it on my patrons group. Looked into it, so this is amazing. Didn't go anywhere with it. And then I was looking at it the other day, and I was like, why did I not buy this? So yeah. Oh man, the question went off before I could get to it. In Lake, I don't know what stock that is. Sorry. Will you make one? To be honest with you, the problem is there's a lot of stocks I want to talk about on the channel, TPD investing, but the problem is as well, I've got to be really careful on the views. And sometimes talk about certain subjects doesn't do enough views, which is kind of crap because I know there's like some good stuff I want to talk about, but I've got to be realistic. And if it's the point of getting a video with 500 views or 3,000 views, I've got to go with the 3,000 views. And this is what I say on Patreon all the time. Like on Patreon, I go into a lot more detail on certain things that I know certain investors would really appreciate, but I've also got to be cautious about that point of view as well. So yeah, that's what I've got to be really careful of. So I could do a video on like Vodafone, but the problem is probably won't do that well. But it's something I would love to talk about. So yeah. Do I do interest only or repayment mortgages on my property? Interest only, yeah. Thoughts on investing in land, as in like just buying land and holding it? You could do. Um, Thoughts on SPCE? Is that Virgin Galactic? Not a fan of them ones, in my opinion. Still plans. Yeah, love Dropbox. We'll be buying it. Do you feel Shell is worth a buy? It's okay. There's better stocks out there, in my opinion, than Shell. The problem is like, why are people going to get excited? Because oil's just going to come less and less. So, I mean, you could try bottom pick it and make, 30, 40, 50%, or you could just go with a quality company. Oil's getting less and less, which is going to cause a problem for Shell. So, you got to think of like, why are people going to come in here? They're just not going to be attracted because, of oil getting less and less. So, we got to be careful. Not a huge fan of REITs and ETFs because the problem is you're buying like loads of companies there in one, and you're just going to be in line with the market. And I don't want to be in line with the market. I want to outperform the market. I want to get 20% returns every year. So, I mean, the good things to invest in, personally, not for me. Doesn't suit my style. I like to have a bit more ambition than that and make more money than that. So yeah, REITs, ETFs, they're good, but not for me. Prefer to get higher gains. So yeah. How do we value growth stocks? Historic value, P ratios, price to book ratios, earnings per share, revenue growth, balance sheets. Got a video on it about a week ago. I think that said how to get an entry point for a stock. The thing is like, don't ever time the market. It's all about being timing the market. All you need to do is get a company. Like if you had a graph, right, and it was coming down and it sloped down and it goes back up, you don't need to be at the pinpoint of where that stock dips. You just need to be in that area and buy yourself a good company. And as long as you're in that area and it goes up 100%, what's the difference between that 10% there? It's nothing. It don't matter if you could have got it at 9% better, cheaper prices or whatever. It doesn't matter if you're making 100% gains. So you don't want to time it. You want to be just get in that great opportunity and make that massive gain. So that's sometimes what people get caught up on is like trying to time the exact bottom. But as long as you find a great company that's at cheap prices, you'll roughly be in the right price. And even if it does go a little bit more than that, the great thing is a long-term investor, you just average in. And what's 5%? What's 10% missing out on 10% bottom when you're making 100%? It's nothing really, is it? So the main thing for me is just find a great company that will make a good share price gain in 2 to 5 years. Don't get caught up in that short-term thing. Just be in it. Time in the market, not timing. That's the big thing. I've got plenty of bull cases on Huya and Gang Darren, but the great companies and gaming or gambling, US massive growth, easy. Huya, esports, new gaming cycle, easy. Those are the two reasons why they're going to go up for them companies. How come I don't show screenshots or positions of my stocks? Just personal preference, really. Like, I don't exactly want to show the whole internet. Like, no offense, I don't know who you are. Why would I want to show so many strangers like my exact positions and money I have in different stuff and all that? And I have like a lot of people I know that I know watches me as well. And why would I want them to know exactly what is there? I guess you won't get your bank account in Barclays and have a screenshot of your current balance in your Barclays account and have it on your chest and walk around the street, would you? It's one of those things. It's personal choice, I guess. You probably wouldn't want to do that with your bank account walking down the street, showing it off. It's one of those things. Maybe one day if it I don't know. I've always toyed about having like a public account or something, but we'll see. We'll see. Something I'll think about. Yeah, exactly. I throw quite a few things out, don't I? To be fair, though, I'm always like um, certain situations. I think that always helps, gives an idea. But yeah, BA systems. Yeah, I don't know if I missed the boat on that one. That's the problem with that one. Which YouTubers do you think should be more transparent about the portfolios? I mean, it's their choice. It's their choice. I'm not criticizing anyone because they don't show the portfolio. You could say the same thing about me. I don't show screenshots about my portfolio, but I'll at least give something back. I always show my positions at the end of the month. I just think a few people out here, you've got to be really careful because, um, they're saying their opinion, but I know certain people in the scene show no evidence of what they've done. And I know one person for sure that has come onto the YouTube scene within the last few months, who makes more money from the YouTube scene than what they actually have invested in stocks. And I'm sure a lot of their positions are down huge, but they're always throwing out these stocks and they never show any sort of gains. And I think it's just like if people actually saw their portfolio, they'd be like, hold on, I've seen your portfolio. Like, why am I listening to you? And I just think that it's a risky one, I guess. And people should really have a little bit more knowledge themselves to kind of go, why am I listening to someone on the internet that I don't know and taking financial advice from them? Realistically, the people should be doing that, but they don't, unfortunately. And yeah, I mean, it's a tricky one. I mean, I don't think it's me having a go at anyone. I'm just saying that people just need to be a little bit um need to think about situations before they actually just put the money in there. You know what I mean? But yeah, you've just I just I think the big thing that scares me is a lot of these channels that speak solely about SPAC stocks. That's the thing that makes me like really nervous because like talking about portfolios of SPACs, I saw a little bit of a backstory. I won't say any particular names, but someone in my patrons group basically had a portfolio of SPACs and their portfolio was down 17%, whereas the whole stock market is up. You know, massive over this year, and their portfolio is down because they've just been buying SPACs, and you know that's the problem. You know, people don't realize the risk with this and they get burnt like that because buying a portfolio of SPACs and getting burnt that way. You know, there's no quick get rich quick schemes. That's what you got to be really careful of. So yeah, Ehang Holdings very interesting. Yeah, that looks pretty decent. Thanks, Tracy. Yeah, that's what I try and do. I always just try and say like I say positive things, I say negative things, even about the companies I own. I like Greg's. I'm like negative on Greg's. On Boohoo, I'm like it's my biggest position, but I'll go management have been a bit could have done better. Try and be honest about that situation. Boohoo should be doing a little bit better on the management side of it. Still a fantastic company, otherwise I won't invest into it. But the management could be better. Greg's, should have probably got profitability. Didn't. My own stock, but it's still a great company. And I think as well is like I always show my portfolio every month, have them for the last 3 years. And like I say, even though I don't show my whole like cost basis, which is just a personal thing, I've always showed like the position sizes and everything like that over 3 years, so you can track it. There's always, if you look at Microsoft, it's always been in my portfolio review for the last 2-3 years, so you can kind of check it out there. Yeah. Greg's price forecast £30. Where I see it going. Yeah. I probably won't invest in crypto. The problem is I was talking about this on the patients group earlier in Discord. The problem is like um, the problem is with a lot of crypto is that I can see why it's going to go up, right? I can see crypto doing well, but the problem is you're kind of gambling on the demand of crypto, where stocks you're buying fundamentals of companies, and this stock's going to go up for this reason, and you can buy in it and you can see why you're going to make money on it. That's the big problem. And the thing is, as well, is like learning crypto is like a new ball game compared to stocks. It's totally different. You're buying fundamentals in stocks, whereas in crypto, you're kind of trying to predict the future and the demand of it and everything like that. So it's totally different. It's like putting a rugby player in a football game and a football player in a rugby game. That's the tricky thing. So the thing is, as well, is like I can be a good footballer in the stock market, but I can't be a good rugby player. And that's the thing. Like, I don't want to like spread myself out too much when I'm good at that one thing, and um, that's the thing. You can't blame him for Carnival Man was bought before the pandemic. Is that about my Carnival position? Um, I I bought Carnival at $13. I sold out at like $18, so I made a good decent game on that one. And then I do have a position that I held in Carnival from 2018. So that got burnt a little bit, but hey, still holding it. Oh, Jeremy from Financial Education, he bought Carnival. Yeah, he did. He bought Carnival. I thought that was really weird because I bought in like 2018, then I think he bought in like 2019, maybe 2020. And I think he sold it out as a loss now. I'm not sure, but I think he sold it out as a loss, and I was like, "That's crazy." That like, I'm surprised he just didn't hold it for like a year, and that stock would have come back, in my opinion, and he can sell it out for break even. So yeah, I thought that was a bit of a crazy decision from Jeremy, to be fair. Um, but hey, everyone, it's his decision. You know, um, APXT looks all right. It looks one of the better SPAC stocks. It's got revenue, not too far off profit, good partnerships. It's one of the better ones. A lot better than these companies that are coming up and not making any revenue, no product for 2 years. Why do you think some stocks are only available in trading 212 account and not their ISAs? That's probably the ADRs. So if it's an ADR, it's not allowed in an ISA. That's probably what it is. So like your Neo, I believe like JD.com, maybe Alibaba now, they should be in ISAs. Do you hedge any of your positions with gold or value market conditions? No, no, I don't know. Hedge with gold or anything else, short positions or anything like that. $13. Do I have any? Oh, that's you messaging someone. Sorry. Sometimes you guys have conversations and like think it's to me. I can't remember. I looked into that company a few days ago, but I can't remember it. Howdens, I've not looked into for a while, like 6 months ago. So yeah. Time acquisition, don't think I've looked into that. Do you think that you are? I think that's if you're young, can you take risks? For sure. While you're young, you want to take risks. Dropbox didn't do much past 2 years. How long would you hold? Yeah, I mean, the problem is it's an IPO, right? And when it came onto an IPO, most stocks, right? And as an IPO, you're not going to put your stock up as cheap, are you? And it's going to get hyped up in IPO. That's my thing with Airbnb as well. It might get hyped up, but the stock's not going to come cheap on an IPO. So Dropbox came as $40 or something. I think it was $25, went up to $40, and then it sunk down. So that's what I normally do with IPOs. I normally wait 9 months for them to kind of calm out and then go in. So it might not have done anything for like the last 2 years, but realistically now it's starting to get to really good valuations, and it's like time for it to wake up after that IPO. Look at Pinterest; that was very similar. You know. Do you think it's worth buying dividend stocks when you're young? Personally, no. I would go for the bigger gains. So I normally try to get 20% returns from the stock market. So that's what I try and do. Go for dividends when you just want to chill and not worry about looking into companies or buying SPACs. Have I bought more Gang since it dropped? I actually can't remember the last time I bought a Gang. I think I bought Gang about 2-3 weeks ago. So I am considering buying a little bit more, but Yeah, LCA has gone up loads. It's done really well. I love the company. It's just the management. Just can't get over that management. So not looked into Plantair. Sorry. Um, James says, "What convinced you on S4 Capital?" I've always liked it. I've just kind of gone. Maybe I'll wait for a 10% pullback, and I was like, it's not happening. Just buy it. But hey, that's a live stream secret. No one knows that I bought that yet. Well, I haven't bought it yet. I put an order in for Monday. Why do so many people short Tattoo Chef? It just happens sometimes. It just happens. Beyond Meat's very similar. I think it's just because it's vegan products, you know. Um, APXT, man, APXT levels in this chat like crazy. You guys love that stock. Might have to do a video on it. Looks okay though. Probably one of the better SPACs to be fair. Decent revenue, good partnerships, near profit. So I can't remember exactly what the company does. I know it's some sort of digital thing. APXT. This is like the APXT live stream tonight. Must have answered 4 questions on it. Regarding LCA, you are right. I'm sure something dodgy was happening. But 70%, will still 75. To be honest with you, if you've got that average on LCA, I don't know. I'd be tempted to maybe hold it. But your call. I won't blame you when you're up that much with that management team. Airbnb 10th of December. Is it 10th of December? I thought Airbnb was the 8th. No, it can be the 8th because it's the 8th today, is it? Is it the 8th today? I can't remember. Any plans for more rental properties? I've thought about it. The problem is I've been thinking about this quite a lot. I don't have to invest in as much money in stocks, and I also don't have to put as much money into it for like repairs and upkeep as well. And I also get probably better returns from stocks. So I'm like, I was thinking about getting maybe another investment property, but I don't think I will. I think I'll just keep the stocks. So yeah, maybe might add one more in. We'll see. What would you recommend as a good price for Switchback Energy? Um, it's definitely too high where it is now. I think I worked out about between $15 and $18. I think, not 100% sure, but I think that was it, which is obviously quite far off where it is right now. How many properties do I have? 3. Yeah. DYMT, same as LCA, but better company. I don't know that one. DYMT. I think I've heard of it. Send the company name through. What do I think about Airbnb IPO? I think the valuation that it's going to come on the stock market is fair, which is, I think the problem with Airbnb, it's going to be excitement because it's a big company, so much excitement coming on. So I see probably in the first week the stock going up, but in the long term, I think with the company being fair valued, it's not for us long term investors because we want to buy great companies at cheap values. So yeah, I think that as a long term investor, the valuation right now doesn't stand out as attractive, and I probably won't buy from a long term point of view. If I was short term, I would say that it probably will go up on the first week of IPO because of the excitement. So yeah, definitely not a long term hold for me and at these prices. How often do I outperform market? Every year since I've been in the stock market. Yeah. This year I put in about 100% return. So yeah. And then I think last year was 35%, I think. And then the year before that was about 50%, I think. What's a good price for Turtle Beach? It's still not too bad now. Still not bad now. Mortgaging that in the UK can be really difficult. Yeah, you just got to use it to your advantage. Not sure how you manage that. The big thing is having a property that you don't have much of a mortgage on, and that also goes up in value quite a bit. So, for example, one of the properties that I have, basically went up 40,000 in value in 2 years. So yeah, that's an easy way to get a lot of capital to use, you see. Postcodes are key. Um, top 10. That's a lot. That's a lot of research, filming, and editing. Man, doing free stocks is hard to film and edit. Honestly, like doing a video at the moment, it's like probably 3 hours to research a video, and then probably half an hour to record, and then you've probably got your half an hour to an hour rendering. You've then got about an hour to edit. You've probably then got another hour to render again. You've probably then got another hour to edit, and then probably another half an hour to kind of do a thumbnail, upload the video. So it takes about 8 hours to do a video at the moment. So yeah, to do 10 companies would be that'd be a long amount of input. Yeah. Is 28% return a year realistic? James says, most of my investments are passive index funds, gradually increasing. Yeah, 20% is, I think, very achievable. It's something that I've done every year in the stock market. And even if it's not 20%, even if it's a little bit less, but yeah, 20% is definitely easy. Even if you just invested in like the big FANG companies. So if you went like Facebook, Netflix, Apple, Google, Microsoft, and Amazon, if you went for them companies in like the last 5 years, you would have outperformed the market. I would say that was above 20% right there. So yeah, I would say that if you wanted to be really lazy, just invest in Apple, Facebook, Microsoft, Amazon, Netflix. They'd carry your portfolio for you with not much, input. Especially if you bought them in the COVID dip as well. If you buy them every time they drop, stocks go up for the rest of 2020. Yeah, I agree, Patrick. Christmas rally, innit? I do think 2020 should finish off strong. We'll see what 2021 brings with a Biden in there, COVID recovery. Could be an interesting year. NNDM, that's that penny stock, isn't it? I think I've heard a few people talking about it. Got 150 people in the chat now. Live stream's kind of picked up. I said I was only going to do half an hour. We're about 40 minutes in and we've got 150 people. 49 likes though. I mean, that could be like 70. We could push that up a little bit. Would you rather live in the US or UK? I enjoy living in the UK. Can you just go into detail on top of them off your head? Is that about the AMI stocks? There's a lot of questions about the AMI. BNBM, I've seen you on the comments in the YouTube talking about AMI stocks. There's a few good ones out there. It's hard to you put me on the spot. It's hard to pick some out straight away. Probably the ones that I own, I'd obviously prefer. How do I feel about Tesla being shorted? Tesla's a great company. Invest in Tesla, it will do really well. There's definitely better points to buy Tesla, is what I would say. Revolve forecast to be at $99. Nah, I think for me, Revolve is like a $40 stock, and that's where I'd be happy to sell. Do you invest to retire early? I think retiring would be so boring. I'll still do a stock market because I enjoy it. I guess that answers Jared's question as well. Why do people continue to buy Tesla or NEO or trendy stocks? Because that's what people do. It's FOMO, fear of missing out, and sometimes people forget about being fearful when others are greedy and be greedy when others are fearful. And those are the people that tend to not outperform the market because they buy the stocks that are kind of left. I always like buying stocks when there's a lot of like blood out there on the street. So like COVID, buying in COVID, look how easy it is to make gains when that happens. The other one's Beyond Meats the other day, when Beyond Meats had that earnings and bang, it went down. You bought in that Beyond Meats dip, you're probably already up quite a bit. Just them sort of opportunities are the easiest to make money. How do I start your DD on a company that piques your interest? Probably that there's been a drop in the share price. If I see a drop in the share price and it's on my watch list, I'm like, okay, let's have a look. Go on there, probably, quick Google search, see why they've dropped. Have a quick look through Yahoo Finance, Simple Wall Street, look at some numbers on there, go through the investor relations. I've got a few videos on it on my channel. So, but yeah, something like that would probably be it. So, we're on 69 likes. Have you looked into 4D Pharma? I don't think I've looked into that one. Harry's an AIM fan as well. I missed that question. How long does it take to properly research a stock? It depends. If it's a company I know quite well, it'll take a lot less longer. If it's got less revenue streams, then that's a lot easier to look into the competition. If it's not got much competition, then it's a bit easier. I'd say probably 3 hours, but sometimes it can take a little longer. Sometimes it's a little bit quicker if it's a company I already know. So Beyond Meats I knew really well, so it took me about an hour to look into that one, maybe an hour and a half. The longest time normally is listening to conference calls. That's the most things, but normally I just kind of, if I'm driving to work, stick it on car. Sometimes do that, or if I'm going for a run, stick it on AirPods and listen to it. It just means I won't be my personal best running when I'm listening to a conference call. Messerere, not heard of that one. What's the bull picture? That's the one that I use on the filming. Funny enough, that picture's from New York. Do you still see much more growth in Hollywood Bowl? Yeah, see it going above £3. Where do you find conference calls? You go on the investor relations, and yeah, it'll come up on the investor relations there. Yeah, I'll just say like Q3 investor relations call. Go on there. Probably ask for some details. Just fill it in, and you'll be all right. APXT, man, this is the APXT live stream. It's okay. If you're only investing in fan companies, isn't that bad? Yeah, it is bad. That's why I don't do it. I'm just giving you an example there how easy it is to outperform the market, though. Yeah, I wouldn't just go full FANG, because what happens if the FANGs have a poor year? Which I think they did one year. I think it was like 2018. I think they did I think the FANG stocks didn't do that well. So yeah, just a little example though how easy it is to outperform. You get some great companies and they can pretty much carry your portfolio for you. So. What are my thoughts on here? Pretty good. Great company, that's why I own it. When do you think about Rocket? When do you think Rocket will rocket? I like Rocket, but I don't like it enough to own it. But it should do well. Neo overvalued. EV hype. Yeah, they're probably a little bit overvalued, but still not a bad company. Great future. But yeah, probably a little overvalued in my opinion. But yeah, it's definitely got a good future. Too late to buy cannabis stock. Yeah, I would be really careful because a lot of them have a lot of debt, a lot of growth problems. Yeah, I would avoid a lot of the not like your Aurora cannabis stocks like that. Would you invest in a company that had crap management but good finance? Not if the management was really really bad. I've invested in like questionable managements, but nothing like if I'm like, wow, no, they're the big thing. They're the big thing that it really is for your company that are going to do good deals, good revenue growth. So, yeah, I mean, like Boohoo has questionable management, but they've got a track record of doing phenomenal with the company. So there's one that like I can kind of get around. But yeah, the different ones, every stock's different in it. Rolls Royce shares down a lot previous years. Plans for EV cars coming. Rolls Royce, not one for me at the moment. Just massive turnaround there. Planet 13, big fan of them. Did a video like last week. Big fan of them. Just want a better valuation. That's the thing. I've not looked into Teledoc, but I've heard good things about it anyway. Yeah. How do you know if management is good or bad? Most of the time, you just they're not going to have on the investor presentation. We are a bad management. You've got to kind of dig into that. So yeah, you've got to do a few Google searches to try and get that up. So yeah, Glaxo worth a buy and hold? Personally, not for me. It's okay. It's not a terrible company. The problem is you won't, in my opinion, you can't outperform the market with that company right now with that share price. Ryan from the Discord group. Oh man, your question went off before I could get to it. Sorry. I'm on my phone. It just like literally the questions stay on for like 5 seconds and then they're gone. If you could invest, Amazon. Yeah, Amazon is definitely the ones that I wish I could buy. What stock should I buy? That's something you need to answer yourself. You know, if the stock goes down, you've got to have confidence to hold it. So you need to get that. Tough question. What do you predict the Neo share price to be in 2 years? 2 years, I would say. The thing that's a tricky one because obviously there's a lot of hype there right now, and how much is that hype going to be, and so much depends on that EU expansion plans. I would say $80-$90. Is Tesla good? Great company. Just valuation's a little too much. Try get it on a dip, but great company. Thoughts on Helion? Never a fan of it. I never bought into it. I'm sure there is positive things about it, but yeah. How do you get a long-term investor's mentality? I always just think about Warren Buffett when he says, buy when people are fearful and be fearful when others are greedy. Always run that by me every day. Don't look at my portfolio hardly ever. I look at my portfolio about once a week. So yeah. Even like the stock market on the day, I only look at it once or twice really. I don't hardly check the stock market. I only check to see roughly how the stocks have done on the day. Eve Sleep, you've missed the run up. Never heard of that one. Never heard of that one. Is it a UK company? I know you like UK companies. What do you think about Centrica? Not a huge fan of them. Thoughts on InMode have last earnings? Brilliant. Fantastic earnings. Will be 100% return in a few years, that one. Great earnings. What's your view on Neo electric cars? Yeah, they should do pretty well, I think. I think Bitcoin will outperform any stock in 2021. I'll take that bet against you. I'll take that against you. Some stocks go up crazy amounts. Thoughts on Canadian solar? I think it looks okay last time I looked. I think the growth was the only thing on it, but I think it looks okay. How about Legal and General? I own it. Yeah, great company. Lloyd's and Shell. Not Lloyd's, not Shell. When will the merger happen for Huya? I think it's in the first half of next year. So yeah, I'm planning to buy Neo stock. Cool. Clean energy ETF. Not sure what the holdings are in there. Not a huge ETF fan either. So yeah. Sun Power. Don't know that one that well. Don't know that one that well. So many companies. It's hard to remember them all. Sometimes I do look into them, but I forget. BT Group. I've never looked into it properly, so I can't give a full opinion on it. I've heard a few people getting excited on it though. Powerhouse, another one that I'm probably never going to get interested into just being an energy stock. So yeah. Slack looks okay. I think it's getting bought out, isn't it? Probably being on too good a run if it's getting bought out. Video on APXT. There seems a lot of demand for it in this chat. HYAC. Never looked into that. ITV. Not a huge fan of. Yeah, I agree. Slack's probably gone up too much because of this merge news. Salesforce, yeah. Salesforce are buying them out, aren't they? Yeah, Tesla's probably due a bit of a pullback. Did I sell Whitbread? No, still holding it. I'm up 40% on it. Not 100% sure on that one yet, but yeah. Sage Group on a discount right now. Yeah, it did drop quite a bit the other day, didn't it? CloudMD, not looked into that one. You guys are throwing a lot of stocks here at me that I can't give too much information on. Yeah, Sage has too slow growth for me. I think that's why I didn't buy into it. Ever looked at Southwestern Energy? I'm not a big fan of energy plays, just because there's so much like that can affect the sector. So many external things that the company doesn't have control on. Also keeping up on the competition side of it as well. Just never a sector that has appeal to me. So the energy sector is not really anything I'll probably ever buy. Um, any interest in A? All right, cool. Yeah, yeah. There's quite. I think there's quite a few fans of the AIM in here at the moment. Top lessons you have learned from previous mistakes. Um, Definitely like patience. Um, don't rush into companies. Only buy companies that are cheap, not fair value. Don't be too greedy on the gains. Don't get too green eyes and like stare at a screen going, "Oh, my stock's up 100%," and like that's not profit until it's sold. What happens the next day if some bad earnings comes down and that 100% return turns into 50% return and stuff like that. Yeah, probably that's another one that I probably have thought about. Yeah, uh, GlaxoSmith. It's okay. Like I said, I don't think you'll outperform the market with that company. So yeah, nearly done an hour. Yeah, 51 minutes. I only going to do half an hour, and it's ended up being 51 minutes. We're on 74 likes though, and we've got 152 people in here. So that means that's about half the group right now that haven't smashed that like button. So we could get that likes up to about 100. That would be pretty good. If you get it up to 100, I'll do another 10 minutes. If not, I'll finish in a few questions. So yeah. Is BlackBerry rising from the ashes? Emmanuel Finance seems to think so. Totally not looked into the company just yet. Probably one that you need to really look into that investor relations. But yeah, I've not properly looked into it. But it seems like, from what I heard, he texted me the other day, did Emmanuel, and he said, look into BlackBerry now. I was like, okay. Who the hell gave a thumbs down? You know what? I think there's just generally some people that subscribe that like to give thumbs down. Kind of weird, isn't it, that people actually enjoy like subscribing to a channel and like, oh, he's uploaded a video, I'm going to thumbs down. But hey, don't bother me. As long as there's like 100 likes to the one dislike, then people must be enjoying it, I guess. If you could only have one stock, which stock has the most of your confidence at the minute? Probably Tattoo Chef. I really think that's really cheap at the moment. Once I make 100k from the markets, I'll join your patrons group. Hey, the guys that are in the patrons group have already made decent profits off everything at the moment. I think I've given them a decent amount of information, especially some stocks to look into, like National Express and like Jet2. And man, the UK front's just been crazy this year. Like, what's like Jet2 is 100%, National Express is about 100%, 88 Casino is about 100%. It's been crazy, crazy. Even the US front, like Pinterest, crazy profits. Any thoughts there, like LCA? We talked about LCA a little bit earlier, Charlie. I was saying it's a company that I like. I just don't like the management. That's the big thing. If a management wasn't like how they were, I would have bought that company. So yeah, I still regret not getting into Jet2. I regret it for you. The gains have been insane. Great company. Still a lot of growth though as well. 97 likes. That is so awkward. That's 3 off 100. Can't spend money on your patrons because all my spare money goes on the stock market. Hey, all you needed to do was buy Jet2, and that would have covered your patrons' costs for like the next 5 years. So yeah, that would have done quite well. Do I own any SPAC stocks? Yeah, the only SPAC stock I own at the moment is Flying Eagle Corp. Big fan of that one. So yeah, maybe might buy one more. I'll see. Right move, 100% in 2 to 3 years. I think that was going to say from Ricky. Yeah, I think it's got a lot of upside. I mean, it did a 10 for 1 share split in 2018, I think. So it shows you how crazy that stock does go up. So yeah, I mean, who's going to dominate right move really? I think they've got like 83% market control. Do I read or post in any stock forms? Sometimes I follow someone on Facebook, and once it's funny enough, someone actually posted on there like it's like a trading 2 and 2 thing, I think, and someone posted my video on the forum, and people were talking on it, and I was like, "That's me on there," and I like commented on it, going, "Oh, this guy seems all right," and I don't think anyone clocks for a little bit, and everyone's like, "Hold on, that's the guy in the video." So yeah. Sometimes I do, sometimes I do. The big thing is like there's a tattoo chef one on Facebook that's pretty good. So yeah, that's one that's always quite interesting. There's a lot of short sellers on it as well, which is pretty funny. Yahoo Finances sometimes I do check out. Seeking Alpha's one that's pretty good. So sometimes I do, yeah, but not always. Neo buy, probably not at these prices. Have you seen the crap that is posted on Facebook about stocks? It's scary. Yeah, some people are just like nuts on like get rich schemes. Like, what share price will sell Greg's? Probably like above £30, to be honest with you. That's where I'll probably look at. I'll see when it comes around to it, because I've got to be careful, because the thing as well is like when Greg's get back to paying a dividend, I'll be picking up a really good dividend as well. So I'm like, that's why I've got to be really careful of. Do you think you'll buy momentous stock? Not looked into it. What about National Express? Was that about when I'm going to sell it? I think you were asking, Luke. Probably 400-ish maybe. But same again, I've got to consider the dividend yield when it comes back, because you think about it, if I have like Greg's, Hollywood Bowl, National Express, all these companies, and they come back to paying their dividend at the prices that I have, I'll be getting like a 10% dividend yield, and then I'm like, what shall I see? Should I sell them? Because I'm getting that nice dividend yield with really good averages. So I'll have to assess it when things get back to normal, I think. Unusual put option, IWM and QQQ watch U2 market may crash. Not sure on that one. Not sure. Best UK stock to buy right now? I think maybe Rightmove. Is DraftKings still worth buying? Yeah. I would prefer to get it a little bit cheaper though. Or buy Skills or Flying Eagle Corp. Purple Bricks versus Rightmove every day of the week. National Express are considering selling the Digbeth bus depot to developers. Not seen that. They've won a lot of good contracts though, National Express. They're doing very well on the contracts in this COVID lockup. Done really well. More than what I thought they would do, to be fair. Thought it'd be just like a dead period for them, but crazy. We just think of them as like that coach company, but like literally the amount of contracts they have worldwide. Like I think they run the national rail for Germany, and you're like, really? That coach company? So yeah, 57 minutes. I'm probably gonna do only one or two more questions, and I'll make a move. What's my view on Apple stock? Great company, a little bit overpriced on the stock price. So yeah, that's what I'll be careful of. I think I'm up over 100% on. I think. Yeah, I'm up 100% on NAX. Whatever. Yeah, I think I'm up 100% on National Express and Jet2 and A8 Casinos. So three companies there. Will the market crash with no deal? It will pull back, I hope. Don't know that one. BBM 365. Netflix, Disney Plus, man. All about Disney Plus. I sold Next in early November. Is that NEX that you sold in November? Oh man, let your flowers grow. You know. What will I buy next? Have to be in the patrons group to find that out. But I'll probably reveal it all towards the end of the week. Got to give them priority, you know. How much of a pullback if there's a no deal? Probably 5-10%, I think. Do I regret selling my Tesla stock? No, I don't, because it's the most money I've ever made on the stock market. Like I was up 250%. I was like, That's crazy that, because I've been, you got to imagine I was down at one point in Tesla, like 30% I think in like 2019, and there were so many shorters out there in Tesla, and I was down like 30% on Tesla, and I was like, it will come back strong, it will come back strong, and there you go. And that's when Tesla pre-split. I mean, that it would be like 50 dollars now if you could, because of the split. So I was buying Tesla at like $50, and I was like down 30%, and I knew it was going to come back, and it did, and I was up loads. The money I was up was crazy because at the time Tesla was my biggest position as well. And I was like, I've just got to take this profit now and then go make that money make me more profit, which it has done, because you look at what I've managed to buy now. I've managed to buy with that money I bought in the COVID dip, because I sold that in February pre-COVID. And because of me having that cash pile, I was able to buy like loads of Facebook shares and Boeing shares and everything like that. So I bought loads with it. That's done me really well. The only problem I have with that is I sold it perfect, because then I could have bought Tesla again back down at cheap prices in COVID, which I didn't do. And that was my mistake. So I never made a mistake selling. I just made a mistake of not buying. That was the big problem. But hey, 250% gain, man. It was crazy money. So yeah, and it's not terrible. Um, Tesla dropped out of the S&P a few months ago. I think they had no. Tesla's just gone into the S&P. How many people are in the Patreon? 180 something, I think. 182, I think. I think it's 180 something. So yeah, it's quite a lot in there. Hopefully, well, I think we'll probably have about 200 members by the end of this month, I think. So yeah, I think people seem to really enjoy it. I mean, it's for what you're getting as well. It's like, I think it's like $5 or £5, and there's like loads of exclusive content on there. Like I give my opinion on people's portfolios as well. Obviously, I'm looking into so many stocks a day that I put out there as well, and exclusive content. And there you go, John's there saying it's worth every penny. um, yeah, I mean, for the price it is, I think it's a pretty decent one, um, in my opinion. And I'm not just saying that because it's mine, obviously, but for the stocks, the portfolio reviews, the exclusive content. So yeah. Do I have any other side hustles? Well, obviously I get paid by YouTube now, I guess. Not loads. I only get paid, I think it's like £500 a month from YouTube, something like that. It's not loads. When you think about that, I put in probably 8 hours a day in YouTube and stock market stuff, as well as being a teacher. So I do teaching, then I do YouTube, which is 8 hours. Then I've got my patrons group as well. Like 8 hours for what I get paid, £500 isn't that good. But I guess it's better than doing it for free, I guess, which I used to do for such a long time. So I guess, I'm not saying it's like, whatever, it's still pretty good. So I guess I get paid that side of it as well. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy now because I get offered. I quite often have people like asking me to talk about their stocks on the channel and pay me for it. And sometimes I get offered like three months of work for like a 10-minute video on their company, but I've always turned them down, which is nuts. Like I've always think, I could talk about one company I don't really like, but someone's paying me for three months worth of YouTube work, but I've never accepted it. So I mean that would be probably the best way to increase how much money I make a month, to be fair. But yeah, obviously there's the YouTube side of it. I guess I've got my patrons group, but I just enjoy doing that, to be fair. And it's not huge once again. I mean, it's £5 a month. And then I've got my rental properties as well. So yeah, I guess those are kind of like three different ones. So yeah. Yeah, Jack mentioned getting offered sponsorship videos. Is that Jack Spence Investing? Yeah, I think he's done a few of them before. But yeah, I don't know. It's just like, I don't want to recommend a company that I don't like. And sometimes I say like, can I talk negative about it? And they're like, no. And I'm like, well, to give my fair opinion, I'm gonna talk negative about a company. So I can't do it, to be fair. But yeah, like sometimes it's crazy. Like, I get offered 3 months of YouTube money in for making one 10-minute video, and it's like I should really take it, but I just don't. You've got to be transparent, aren't you? You can build up a reputation that takes, for me, like 3 years to get to this point. and it only takes one video to destroy it. So, you know, got to be careful. The funny thing is as well, I asked like my best mate about it, and he was like, "Take the money," and I was like, "No." He was straight off telling me to take it, and I was like, "No, no." He couldn't believe it when I turned it down. Yeah, crazy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's crazy money. It's crazy money. I mean, I know some of the bigger guys at like 40K, 50K subs. I know they get offered like 10,000 for one video, and you can kind of see why they take it. But I just want to be honest. Got to be honest. Don't want to destroy a reputation that's taken 3 years to build. It's one of those. Um, Charge point's good. Just a better price for me. $15 to $18 would be a lot better, in my opinion, for that company. If you could get it a little bit cheaper. Right, I'm 65 minutes in on a Sunday night. I was going to watch football, and then I'm going to go watch the NFL as well. To be fair, I was going to watch the Liverpool game. Might have finished now, actually. To be fair, and then I'm going to go watch the NFL, and hopefully the Giants can make the Super Bowl this year. If any of you guys are NFL fans, so I was going to watch Liverpool. I think I missed it now though, but then I'll probably try and catch some of the NFL anyway. So was a good stream. 150 views, 104 likes. That's pretty decent. So thank you so much for tuning in on a Sunday night. Probably won't be able to do as many streams now because I go back to work anyway. So yeah, but hopefully we'll do another one sometime soon. Maybe for the 6K subs. That'll be pretty cool if we can get to 6K subs very soon. Maybe it'll be the 6K sub special. But thanks so much for tuning in. Smash the like button. See you on Monday's video where I'll be doing my free UK stocks to buy. And I'll see you on that video. See you in a bit.